Justice! The people united!
9 protesters were arrested yesterday while peacefully participating in a protest about the deaths of O'Shea Terry and Botham Jean.
Okay, so let me get this one straight. 9 peaceful protesters were arrested and detained for more than 15 hours for protesting the unjust killing of Botham Jean.
They were brought down here to Arlington City Jail and held overnight. They've been held now for 18 hours.
They can afford bail, all attorneys were present, but yet they're still held. Meanwhile, Amber Geiger, the officer these protesters were protesting, was held for an hour, protesting and allowed to go home on bail after murdering Botham Jean. So not only are peaceful non-violent protesters taking a knee vilified in this country and their message distorted, but now they are subject to harsher treatment by the justice system than someone walking into a black man's apartment and killing him.
They should have been given a citation and being allowed to go along their way, but instead they were treated worse really than the killers that they were protesting.
Yesterday, protesters continued to voice their outrage over the death of Botham Jean and the attempted smearing of his character by the Dallas PD. Some protesters carried empty coffins to the Cowboys Stadium to voice their disdain over the recent events. Of those protesters, 9 were arrested for shutting down a highway on Sunday night. Now, according to the criminal justice system, they should have been charged with a Class C misdemeanor, which is citations basically, and released. But 15 hours later, they remain behind bars. No bond has been set. Meanwhile, the woman who actually murdered Botham Jean was processed in and out of jail in under an hour. Is there such a thing as white cop privilege? If not, then I'm sure it is now. But this is so symbolic of the way the injustices against the black community are still perceived in this country, where a protest against it is twisted and manipulated to make it appear as a protest against the military, where those who take to the streets to vocalize their outrage are vilified, disparaged, and now arrested, subject to harsher treatment than someone accused of committing homicide. Not to forget the fact that the victim's character himself has been scrutinized as a means to deflect blame from said suspect, who hadn't even had her apartment investigated yet. From the incident itself to the investigation and now the arrest of those protesting this injustice, each stage of this exemplifies to the highest degree the continued and despicable disregard for black lives by the justice system and many in the media. But not here. I will continue to highlight at every single stage the failures of this justice system. A justice system that comes down harder on a peaceful protest than it does suspected murderers. For more, follow me on Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell. Come over there and interact with me. And also, if you want to become a member, tytnetwork.com/join.
And so we wanted to come on and let people know that this is why we kneel.
This is it.
Want to see more videos like this? Then subscribe to the TYT channel below. And don't forget to become a TYT member. Get access for as little as $4.99 a month. Download the TYT Plus app on your phone or head over to tyt.com/join today.